There is a particular kind of quiet that can fall between two people who love each other. It's not an angry silence, nor is it an empty one. It is a silence filled with a single, heavy feeling, and you know it the moment you see it arrive in their eyes. It's a subtle shift, a softening of their features, a slight tilt of their head, a look that seems to bypass who you are in this moment and lands instead on a story they've created about you. The story of your struggle, your pain, your perceived fragility. It is the look of pity. And when you see it, it can feel like a quiet, sharp sting, more piercing than any loud word of anger ever could. It's a look that says, without a single sound, that you are no longer their equal. You are someone to be managed, to be felt sorry for, a problem to be solved, or a tragedy to be endured. And in that one silent moment, the vast, complex, and resilient landscape of your inner world can feel as if it has been flattened into a single, sad postcard that they can hold at a safe distance. A postcard that reads simply, "I feel so sorry for you." This gaze, however well-intentioned, can feel like a form of erasure. It overwrites the truth of your courage, your humor, your wisdom, your resilience. All the intricate parts of you that are still so vibrantly alive. It replaces your rich, textured reality with their simple, two-dimensional story of your diminishment. The most confusing part, and perhaps the most painful, is that this look so often comes from a place of love. It comes from the people who hold you dearest, the ones whose opinions have always mattered. This isn't the judgment of a stranger, which can be easily dismissed. This is the worried, sorrowful gaze of a parent, a partner, a child, or a lifelong friend. And so, you find yourself caught in a painful paradox, feeling their care while simultaneously feeling the profound sting of being misunderstood, of being made small. How do you stand firmly in your own wholeness when the people you love most seem to see only a fraction of you, a shadow of who they thought you were? How do you hold on to your own profound and complex truth in the face of their simpler, sadder story about you? Before we go any further into this exploration tonight, let's just allow ourselves to arrive fully in this space. Wherever you are, whatever time it is where you are in the world, let this moment be a sanctuary. Let the noise and the demands of the day and the weight of those gazes simply fade into the background. This time, right now, is entirely and unconditionally yours. It is a space carved out just for you. And here, in this quiet space, you don't need to be strong for anyone else. You don't need to perform or manage anyone else's feelings about your life. You only need to be. You only need to breathe. Tonight is not about changing them. We are not going to spend our precious energy trying to convince them of our worth or fight against their perception. That is their journey, their work to do. This journey, tonight, is yours. It is about something far more powerful, far more restorative. It is about a quiet and profound return, a coming home to yourself. Tonight, we will gently set the intention to reclaim the unshakable sense of self, the indestructible dignity that lives within you. It is a dignity that was never granted to you by others, and therefore, it can never truly be taken away by them. It can only be forgotten. And tonight, our purpose is simply to remember. To remember the truth of who you are beneath any story that has ever been told about you, especially the stories told by those who love you most imperfectly. Think for a moment about the physical sensation of that look. Perhaps you know it well. It might be a sudden heat that rises in your cheeks, a tightening in your chest, a knot that forms deep in your stomach. It can be a sudden exhaustion that washes over you, the feeling of a heavy cloak being draped over your shoulders without your consent. In that moment, you might feel the impulse to shrink, to look away, to become smaller, to apologize for a burden you never asked to be. You might even find a part of you starting to believe their story. A quiet, insidious whisper that says, maybe they're right. Maybe I am just a shadow of my former self. Maybe I am broken. Maybe I do deserve their pity. This is the subtle danger of that gaze. It doesn't just observe, it actively shapes. It can begin to color your own perception of yourself if you are not anchored in a deeper truth. There is a grief that comes with this, isn't there? It is the grief for the person you used to be in their eyes, the capable one, the strong one, the helper, the one they leaned on. When their perception of you shifts, the entire dynamic of the relationship can feel like it's been tilted on its axis, and you are left grieving not just for your current circumstances, but for the loss of a role that may have defined you for a very long time. It is okay to feel that grief. It is a natural and human response to a profound change in how you are seen and how you relate to those you love. That grief is a testament to the depth of your connection and the importance of the role you once played. So tonight, we are not going to push that feeling away. We will not pretend it doesn't hurt. Instead, we are going to create a safe harbor where we can hold it all with immense compassion. We will acknowledge the sting. We will witness the grief, and we will honor the frustration of being misread. And then, from that place of honest self-awareness, we will begin to build something new within ourselves. An inner sanctuary, a place of self-respect and self-knowledge so solid, so deeply rooted, that the winds of other people's perceptions, even their loving, pitying glances, can blow around it, but never, ever shake its foundation. This is not an act of defiance, but an act of profound self-love. It is the process of learning to receive their love, which is real, without having to accept their narrative about you, which is not your truth. By the time you drift into a deep and peaceful sleep tonight, the intention is that you will feel a shift within, a quiet reclaiming of your own authority over your story. You will begin to feel the heavy cloak of their pity dissolving, replaced by a warmth that radiates from your own center. You will be guided to remember the vastness of who you have always been, reconnecting with the deep roots of your life that remain strong and nourished, regardless of how the branches may appear to others in this particular season. This journey is about remembering that your worth is the sum of your entire life, not just this current chapter. It is about returning to the indestructible core of your being that cannot be diminished by any external gaze or opinion. You are the sole authority on your own value. And tonight, in the safety and quiet of this space, you will begin to reclaim that authority gently, lovingly, and completely. So just settle in, allow your body to soften, and let yourself be open to this healing. This time is for you. Let's stay with that feeling for a moment longer, the weight of their gaze. It's more than just a thought or an idea. It's a tangible, physical experience. Let your awareness drift to your body, right here, right now, and gently notice what happens inside you when you recall that look. There is often an instinct to shrink, to physically contract. It's a subtle, almost imperceptible retreat. Your shoulders might curl forward, even just a millimeter, as if to protect your heart. Your breath might become a little more shallow, holding itself back from taking up its full space in your chest. You might feel a pulling inward, a desire to become smaller, less visible, as if by reducing your physical presence, you could somehow lessen the weight of their concern. It is the body's ancient, instinctual response to feeling misunderstood or judged. It is a quiet, cellular apology for your own existence, an attempt to minimize the disruption your reality is causing to their picture of the world. This shrinking is not a sign of weakness. It is, in fact, a profound sign of your sensitivity, your deep attunement to the emotional currents that flow between people. You feel their emotional shift, and your body, in its wisdom, responds. Beneath this physical contraction, there is often a deep well of grief. Let's be very gentle and honest with ourselves about this. It is a specific kind of grief, one that can be difficult to name. It is the grief for the person you used to be in their eyes. For many of us, our identity is woven together with the roles we play for the people we love. Perhaps you were the strong one, the person everyone came to with their problems, the rock, the capable, unflappable organizer, the one who always had the energy, the answer, the solution. When they look at you with pity, they are not just seeing you in your current state. They are mourning the loss of that person, that reliable pillar in their own lives. And in their gaze, you feel that loss reflected back at you 1,000 times over. So you are not just navigating your own personal journey of change or healing. You are also carrying the weight of their grief for your past self. You are mourning the loss of your old identity, and you are simultaneously trying to manage their reaction to that loss. It's an enormous burden to carry, and it is perfectly, completely okay to feel the sorrow of it. This grief is not self-pity. It is a valid and necessary process of letting go. You are letting go of an old version of yourself, an old way of being in the world and in your relationships. To grieve this is to honor the significance of that role and the love that was exchanged through it. Allow yourself, just for this moment, to feel the truth of that loss without any judgment. Let the sadness be there, if it needs to be. It is a clean, honest emotion, and it deserves a space to be felt. Now here is where the process becomes even more subtle, more intricate. As we witness their gaze day after day, as we feel their story of our fragility wrapping around us, something else can begin to happen. We start to internalize it. Their perception, filtered through the lens of their love and their fear, can begin to seep into our own consciousness. It's like listening to a song on repeat. Eventually, you start humming the tune without realizing it. Their story about you, the one where you are fragile, broken, or diminished, can slowly become the background music to your own inner world. You might begin to second-guess yourself. A flicker of energy or a moment of joy might be immediately followed by a cautious inner voice that sounds suspiciously like their worried tone. Should I be doing this? Is this too much for me? I should be resting. I should be careful. You may start to see your own life through their eyes, measuring your worth by the standards of a past self they can't let go of. This is one of the most painful aspects of the entire experience. It's the moment their pity is no longer just coming from the outside. It's the moment you begin to pity yourself. It's the moment their story feels more real than your own. Please hear this. This is not a personal failing. It is a deeply human phenomenon. We are social beings, wired for connection. We build our sense of self in the mirror of the eyes of those we love. For years, that mirror may have reflected an image of strength, competence, and vitality. Now, the reflection seems warped, showing a smaller, more fragile version of you. It is only natural to begin to wonder if the reflection is the truth. The work, then, is not to shatter the mirror or to resent the person holding it. The work is to cultivate an inner knowing so strong that you no longer need the mirror to tell you who you are. The work is to learn to trust the feeling of your own feet on the ground, the rhythm of your own breath in your lungs, and the quiet, steady pulse of your own resilient heart. These are your truths. They are more real and more immediate than any reflection in anyone else's eyes. Tonight, let's just begin by witnessing this process without judgment. Simply notice. Notice the impulse to shrink. Notice the waves of grief for the person you are in their eyes. And notice, with gentle curiosity, any moments where you have caught yourself internalizing their story, where you have mistaken their fear for your reality. Just seeing it clearly is the first, most powerful step toward reclaiming your own narrative. You don't need to fight it or fix it right now. All that is required is to observe it with a compassionate heart. Imagine you are a kind scientist of your own experience, just gathering data with gentle curiosity. There is that feeling of shrinking. How interesting. There is that wave of grief. I will let it flow. And there is that echo of their worry in my own thoughts. I see it now. This simple, non-judgmental witnessing creates a tiny space between you and the experience. And in that space, there is freedom. In that space, there is air to breathe. In that space, you can begin to remember the truth that exists beyond their loving, worried, and pitying gaze. You can begin to remember the vast, whole, and unbreakable person you have always been and continue to be right now. As you rest here, feeling the safety of this space, let's look a little more closely at the story they are telling you with their eyes. It's a story told without words, but it is as powerful as any novel, with a clear beginning, middle, and a presumed end. It's a narrative of diminishment. The story often begins with a memory of you before the illness, before the loss, before the change. In their minds, this before version of you is the real you, the whole you. It's a beautiful photograph they keep in their hearts, a picture of you at your strongest, your most vibrant. And because they love that picture so much, they hold on to it tightly. The middle of their story is the present moment. It's the chapter of the struggle. In this part of their narrative, you are no longer the protagonist of your own vibrant life. You have become a character defined by your challenge. Every action you take is interpreted through this lens. A good day is a brave fight. A bad day is a sad decline. Your laughter might be seen as putting on a brave face, and your tears as confirmation of your fragility. In this story, your complexity is flattened. You are no longer a person who contains multitudes, joy and sorrow, strength and vulnerability, wisdom and uncertainty. You are simply the one who is suffering. In the end of their story, often it's an ending filled with their own fear. They project a future for you that is circumscribed by limitation, a future they need to protect you from. Their pity is, in many ways, a form of anticipatory grief for a future they imagine for you. This entire narrative, from beginning to end, is crafted from their love, their fear, and their own personal history with loss and change. It is a story about them, projected onto you, but it can feel so incredibly convincing. It's a story told with such conviction in their loving eyes that it can feel like the absolute truth. Now, let's gently set their story to one side. Imagine placing it on a table next to you, like a book someone else has written. You can see the cover, you can acknowledge its presence, but you don't have to open it and read it as your own. Instead, let's turn our attention to your story, your lived truth. What is the real story of your experience, right here and now? Your story is not a simple, linear narrative of decline. It is a rich, complex, and deeply human tapestry. It's a story of resilience you probably don't even give yourself credit for. Think about it. Your story includes the incredible courage it takes to get up each morning and face the day, whatever it may hold. It includes the wisdom you have gained, the profound insights that can only be forged in the fires of adversity. You understand life now in a way you couldn't have before. You know what is truly important. You have a depth of compassion for others that is a direct result of your own journey. That is not diminishment, that is growth. Your story includes moments of unexpected joy, a snatch of sunlight on your face, the taste of a favorite food, a piece of music that moves your soul. These moments are not footnotes in a tragedy. They are the heart of your life, as real and as valid as any moment of pain. Your story includes the fierce, stubborn love you continue to give to the world and to the people around you, even when it's hard. It includes the humor you find in absurd situations, the private jokes you share with yourself. It includes the vast inner world of your thoughts, your dreams, your memories, and your hopes, a world that no one else's gaze can ever fully penetrate or define. This story, your true story, is not a sad one. It may have sad chapters, yes. It may have moments of intense difficulty, but it is fundamentally a story of enduring spirit, of adaptation, of profound human dignity. It is a story of becoming, not of disappearing. The difference between their story about you and your own lived truth is the difference between a blurry, black and white photograph and a vibrant, high-definition film. Their story is a snapshot of your struggle. Your story is the epic saga of your soul's journey. And here, in this quiet moment, I want to give you full and unconditional permission to feel whatever comes up as you recognize this difference. For many of us, the first feeling that surfaces is not sadness, but anger. And that is so important to acknowledge. It is the anger of being profoundly misread, the frustration of being put in a box that is too small for your spirit. It is the righteous anger of your dignity rising up to say, "No, that is not me. That is not my story." This anger is not something to be afraid of. It is not negative or unspiritual. It is a life-affirming energy. It is your spirit's immune system, fighting off a narrative that seeks to diminish you. It is a sign of your health, a sign that your core self is still fighting for its own truth. So let it be there. Don't suppress it. Don't judge it. Just feel the clean, powerful energy of it. It might feel like a heat in your chest or a current running through your arms. This energy is a message from your deepest self. It is saying, "I am more than this. I am more than you see. I am whole." Breathe into that feeling. Let it remind you of your own power, not the power to change them, but the power to inhabit your own truth so fully, so completely, that their story simply loses its grip on you. You do not have to perform your story for them. You don't have to explain it or defend it. Your only task is to live it, to know it for yourself, to feel its truth in your bones, in your breath, in the steady beating of your own heart. When you are anchored in your own story, their pity can still arrive. You can still see it in their eyes, but it no longer has the power to define you. It becomes like weather passing through. You can observe it. Ah, there is their fear, their sadness, without letting it soak you to the bone. You remain sheltered in the warm, dry house of your own self-knowledge. Their story is theirs to carry. Your story is yours to live. And tonight, you are simply reclaiming the pen. You are remembering that you are, and always have been, the author of your own life. Let's talk about that feeling of anger and frustration a bit more, because it is so incredibly important. In a world that often encourages us to be gentle, to be accepting, to turn the other cheek, a feeling like anger can feel misplaced or wrong, especially when it is directed toward people we love. We might tell ourselves, they're just trying to help, or they mean well, I shouldn't be angry. And so we push it down, we swallow it, and it sits in our gut like a heavy, undigested stone. But I want to offer you a different perspective tonight. Your reaction, that flash of indignation you feel when you are met with pity, is not a sign of your weakness or your bitterness. It is a powerful, undeniable sign of your enduring spirit. It is the life force in you, the very core of your being, rising up to defend your dignity. Think of it this way. If a plant is being starved of light, it will twist and turn, straining every fiber of its being to reach the sun. It is a biological imperative. It is the drive for life itself. That anger you feel is your soul reaching for the light of respect, for the sun of being seen as whole. It is a profoundly healthy and vital sign that the truest part of you is still very much alive and fighting for its own integrity. Your dignity is not a luxury. It is not something to be earned or negotiated. It is a fundamental part of your humanity, as essential as the air you breathe. The desire to be seen with respect, to be met as an equal, is not needy or demanding. It is the natural longing of a sovereign spirit. When you feel that spark of frustration, you are not being difficult. You are being true. You are honoring the part of you that knows, beyond any doubt, that you are more than your circumstances. You are more than a diagnosis, more than a loss, more than any challenge you are facing. To want that to be seen and acknowledged by those you love is right and good. It is the most natural thing in the world. So let's validate this reaction completely. Let go of any guilt or shame you might feel for having it. Welcome it as a friend, a fierce protector that has come to remind you of your own intrinsic worth. It's also so important to normalize the pain of this experience. When you are going through a profound life change, it can feel incredibly isolating. You might look around and feel like you are the only one walking this strange, difficult path of shifting roles and changing perceptions. But the truth is, this is a deeply human journey. You are not alone in this. At some point in their lives, countless people have found themselves on the other side of that pitying gaze. The child who becomes the caregiver for an aging parent and suddenly sees their strength perceived as a burden. The successful professional who loses a job and sees doubt replace admiration in the eyes of their peers. The vibrant, active person who receives a chronic diagnosis and suddenly finds themselves being treated like a fragile object. This experience of being redefined by others is a universal thread in the human tapestry. It is a painful rite of passage, a shedding of an old skin. It forces us to find a sense of self that is not dependent on our roles, our abilities, or the approval of others. It is a difficult, often excruciating process, but it is a shared one. Imagine, for a moment, all the other people in the world, right now, who are lying awake at night, feeling that same sting of being misunderstood. They are in different beds, in different cities, living different lives, but they are your silent companions on this journey. They too are learning how to stand tall on the inside when the world outside wants them to shrink. By simply acknowledging this shared humanity, the burden can feel a little lighter. The isolation begins to dissolve. You are part of a vast, unseen community of resilient souls who are all learning the same profound lesson: how to be the unwavering anchor of your own worth. Now, let a simple, powerful truth settle into your awareness. Let it land, not just in your mind, but in your body, in your heart, in your very bones. You can even repeat it silently to yourself if it feels right. It is right and good to want to be seen for the whole person I am. Feel the resonance of that statement. It is an affirmation of your fundamental right to be seen in your full complexity. It doesn't say, it is wrong for them to feel pity. It doesn't create a battle. It simply, quietly, and firmly states your own truth. It is right and good to want to be seen for the whole person I am. This is a statement of self-love, of self-respect. It is you, giving yourself the permission that you may have been waiting for others to give you. The permission to want what you want. The permission to feel what you feel. The permission to stand up for the truth of your own soul. Let this affirmation be a gentle shield. When you feel the sting of that look tomorrow or the next day, let this truth be your first response. Before the anger, before the hurt, before the impulse to shrink, let this quiet knowing rise up from within. It is right and good to want to be seen for the whole person I am. This simple sentence is a homecoming. It brings you back to your own side. It reminds you that your feelings are not an overreaction. They are a compass pointing you back toward your own dignity. And your dignity, that unbreakable core of you, is not negotiable. It was never up for discussion. It simply is. And in the quiet of this night, you are simply remembering its unwavering presence. Now that we have honored the validity of your feelings, let's gently begin to shift our perspective. This is not about invalidating your experience or pretending it doesn't hurt. Instead, it's about looking at the situation from a new vantage point, one that can offer a sense of freedom and release. Let's introduce a new idea, a gentle reframing. What if their pity is not actually about you at all? What if that look in their eyes, that heavy blanket of concern they try to wrap around you, is a reflection of them? A reflection of their own discomfort, their own fears, their own inability to cope with the profound reality of change and uncertainty. When people are confronted with a situation that frightens them, like the illness, loss, or vulnerability of someone they love, they are forced to confront their own mortality, their own fragility. Your reality holds up a mirror to their deepest anxieties about a loss of control, and that is an incredibly uncomfortable place for most people to be. Pity can be a defense mechanism. It's a way for them to create a little distance between your experience and their own. By casting you in the role of the one who is suffering, they can subconsciously place themselves in the role of the one who is okay, the one who is safe. It creates a clear line between sick and well, unlucky and lucky, broken and whole. This line makes them feel safer. It helps them manage their own terror. Their pity for you is, in a very real sense, a buffer for their own fear. It is not a conscious or malicious act. It is a deeply human, instinctual response to feeling helpless. When they see your struggle, they feel a profound sense of powerlessness. They love you, and they want to fix it. They want to make the pain go away, to turn back the clock to that before picture they hold so dear, but they can't. And that helplessness is terrifying for them. So they do the only thing they know how to do. They offer pity. It's a clumsy, imperfect offering. It's their way of saying, I see this is hard, and I am so scared, and I don't know what to do. Pity becomes the stand-in for a more honest, more vulnerable conversation that they may not have the emotional tools to navigate. A conversation that might sound like, seeing you go through this makes me feel my own vulnerability, and it scares me. Or, I feel so helpless because I can't take your pain away, and that makes me feel inadequate. These are difficult, vulnerable things to say. Pity is easier. It's a shorthand for a whole constellation of their own complex and unresolved emotions. When you begin to see it this way, something remarkable starts to happen. You can start to gently separate their emotional baggage from your own intrinsic worth. Imagine you are standing on the bank of a river. Their pity, their fear, their discomfort, that is their stuff, floating down the river. You can see it. You can acknowledge it. You can even have compassion for it. You can say to yourself, look, there is my loved one's fear floating by. There is their discomfort with uncertainty. There is their grief for the past. You can observe it all without having to jump into the river and pull it onto your own shore. It is not yours to carry. Their story, their reaction, their emotional baggage belongs to them. It is part of their journey, their lesson to learn. Your only task is to remain firmly on your own ground, rooted in your own truth, and let their river flow by. This is not about building a wall or becoming cold and detached. It is the opposite. It is an act of clarity and compassion for both yourself and for them. By not taking their pity personally, you free yourself from the burden of managing their emotions. And in a strange way, you also free them. You release them from the responsibility of having to have the right reaction. You allow them to be imperfectly human, to be clumsy in their expression of love, without letting their clumsiness define you. This realization can be profoundly liberating. The weight you've been feeling is not, in fact, the weight of your own circumstances. It is the weight of their interpretation of your circumstances, and you can choose to set that weight down. You can recognize that their pity says far, far more about their story than it does about yours. It speaks to their fears, their past experiences with loss, their relationship with control, their emotional vocabulary, your worth, your dignity, your resilience. These things exist on a completely different plane. They are not affected by, nor are they contingent upon, someone else's emotional weather. So, the next time you see that look, try this gentle experiment. In your mind, silently and kindly, say to them, I see that you are scared. I see that this is hard for you. I see your love, and I also see your fear. And then, silently and firmly, say to yourself, and that is not my story. My story is one of resilience. My story is one of wholeness. This is an act of quiet, internal boundary setting. You are not rejecting their love. You are simply refusing to absorb their fear. You are differentiating, separating what is theirs from what is yours. This practice, over time, can create a powerful internal shield. It allows you to stay connected to your loved ones, to receive their care while remaining sovereign in your own experience. Their pity no longer pierces you because you understand, with deep compassion, where it truly comes from. It comes from their world, not yours. And in your world, you are and always will be whole. Now, let's take this gentle reframing one step deeper. We've recognized that their pity is often a reflection of their own fear and discomfort. We've given ourselves permission to separate their story from our own lived truth. But there is another layer to explore, a layer that can move us from a place of defense to a place of profound, open-hearted compassion. Can we look beyond the clumsy, painful expression of pity and find the love that is hidden beneath it? Think about the people who give you this look. These are not strangers. These are the people who have likely celebrated your greatest triumphs and held you through your deepest sorrows. Their lives are interwoven with yours. The love they feel for you is real, and it is deep. The problem isn't the love itself. The problem is the expression. Pity is often just love that doesn't know what to do with itself. It's love mixed with fear, helplessness, and a profound desire to protect. Imagine love as pure, clean water. In their case, this water has been muddied by their own anxieties and their grief for the past. What you are receiving is not clean water, but muddy water. It doesn't feel good to drink, and it can leave you feeling dirty. But underneath all that mud, the water of their love is still there. Our work is not to drink the muddy water, but to learn to see the clean water within it. It is a fundamental truth of the human condition that we are often imperfect messengers for our deepest feelings. We say the wrong thing. We use the wrong tone. We offer a look of pity when what our heart means to say is, "I love you so much that the thought of you in pain is unbearable to me." What their eyes are saying is, "I feel so sorry for you." But what their heart might be trying to communicate is, "You are so precious to me, and I am terrified of losing you." Or, "Your strength has always been a beacon for me, and I feel lost and scared now that your light seems to be changing." Pity is the awkward, inadequate language they use to express a love that is too big and too frightened to speak its own name more clearly. It's a distorted echo of a beautiful sentiment. When we can begin to see it this way, not as an insult to our dignity, but as a clumsy love letter, the entire experience begins to transform. The sting of it lessens, and it is replaced by a gentle, sorrowful understanding. This requires a great deal of emotional maturity on our part. It requires us to become the wiser, more compassionate one in the dynamic, even when we are the one who is supposedly in need of care. It is a quiet, heroic act to look at someone who is diminishing you with their gaze and to choose to see their frightened love instead of their painful judgment. This does not mean you accept their narrative. It does not mean you allow their pity to define you. It simply means you develop a kind of dual vision. With one eye, you see the painful impact of their expression. You acknowledge the hurt it causes you, and you honor your own feelings about it. With the other eye, you look deeper, past the surface, and you recognize the terrified love that is motivating the expression. Holding both of these truths at once is the essence of compassion. Let's take a moment to develop a little compassion for their struggle. Put yourself, for a moment, in their shoes. They are on the outside, looking in. They don't have access to your rich inner world, your resilience, your moments of peace or joy. They only see the external circumstances, and those circumstances likely scare them. They are operating with limited information. They are trying to write your story using only the cover of the book. And they are doing their best, as imperfectly as it may be. We have all been in their position at some point, faced with the suffering of someone we love, feeling helpless, and saying or doing the wrong thing out of sheer panic and love. We have all offered clumsy comfort when our hearts were breaking. If we can remember our own moments of inadequacy in the face of another's pain, it can soften our hearts toward them now. Acknowledging the love beneath their pity is not about letting them off the hook or condoning the behavior. It's about freeing yourself. As long as you are locked in a battle against their pity, you are giving it power. You are allowing their gaze to set the terms of your emotional state. But when you can look at them and think to yourself, I see your love, even in this clumsy package, you reclaim your own power. You are no longer just a reactor to their perception. You are an active, compassionate observer of the whole human drama. You can love them for their love, and you can simultaneously hold a firm boundary against their narrative about you. You can say, both with your energy and, if necessary, with your words, I receive your love, and I will not accept your pity. This is a stance of incredible strength and grace. It allows for connection without diminishment. It allows for love without erasure. So the next time you see that look, after you've acknowledged your own feelings and remembered that it's their fear, not your reality, try taking this final step. Silently, in your heart, say, thank you for the love that is underneath this. I see it, I feel it, and I will leave the rest. This is how you learn to filter the communication. You become a sieve, letting the muddy water of their fear and pity pass right through, while retaining the pure, clean water of their love. It is a skill, and it takes practice, but it is a skill that will bring you an immense sense of peace and will preserve the love in your relationships while fiercely protecting the truth of your own soul. You can be loved without being lessened. You can be cared for without being pitied. And the key lies in your own wise and compassionate ability to look beneath the surface and see the love that is always, always there. Let's move now from the realm of understanding into the realm of experience. We've spent time exploring these ideas with our minds, and now it's time to invite the wisdom of the body to help us release the weight we've been carrying. The body holds on to everything. The unspoken hurts, the frustrations, the feeling of being misunderstood. They all live within us, not just as memories, but as physical tension, as a subtle armoring in our muscles and tissues. Tonight, we will perform a gentle and symbolic act of release. Find a comfortable position, allowing your body to be as supported as possible. Let your breath begin to deepen without any force or effort. Just an invitation for the breath to travel a little more deeply into your belly. With each inhale, imagine you are breathing in calm, and with each exhale, imagine you are releasing just a little bit of the day's tension. Now, I want you to bring to mind the feeling of that heavy cloak we spoke of earlier, the energetic weight of their pity, their expectations, and their story about you. Take a moment to truly feel its presence. Where does it live on your body? For many, it feels like a heavy, dense blanket draped over the shoulders and upper back, weighing you making it harder to stand tall. You might feel cold, or damp, or just incredibly heavy. It might be made of a rough, scratchy fabric. Just notice its qualities without judgment. This cloak is woven from all the pitying glances, the worried sighs, the unsolicited advice, the well-intentioned but diminishing comments. It is woven from the grief they feel for your past self and the fear they feel for your future. You have been carrying it for a long time, perhaps without even realizing how heavy it has become. You may have grown so accustomed to its weight that you've forgotten what it feels like to stand without it. Tonight, you are going to take it off. This is your sacred space, and you have the absolute authority to decide what you will and will not carry. In your mind's eye, begin the process. Feel your hands reaching up to the clasp at your throat that has held this cloak in place. It might be a tight, rusty clasp, one that hasn't been undone in a long time. See your fingers working at it, patiently and with firm intention. You are not angry at the cloak. You are not fighting it. You are simply deciding that its time is done. You are choosing freedom. Feel the clasp finally give way. Click. It is undone. Now, with a slow, deliberate movement, begin to shrug the cloak from your shoulders. Feel the immense weight of it begin to slide down your back. It might catch for a moment, but with a gentle shrug, you encourage it to let go completely. Feel it fall away from you, landing in a heavy heap on the floor behind you. Shh. Thump. It is gone. It is no longer touching you. And in its place, what do you feel? Take a moment to notice the immediate sensation of lightness. Feel the air on your neck and your back for the first time in a long time. There is a new sense of space, of freedom in your shoulders. You might feel a tingling, a warmth, or a coolness. This is the feeling of your own energy, no longer suppressed by that weight. Your body can finally begin to straighten, to unfurl. Feel your spine lengthening, your posture naturally wanting to become more upright, more dignified. You can roll your shoulders back, easily and freely, without that heavy burden restricting you. Take a deep, full, cleansing breath into this new space you have created. A breath that fills your entire chest, all the way up to your collarbones. And as you exhale, let out a sigh of release. Ha! Let that sigh carry away any lingering residue, any dust or threads that the cloak may have left behind. Let's use the breath now to continue this cleansing. With every inhale, imagine you are drawing in pure, clean, golden light. This light represents your own truth, your own dignity, your own self-knowledge. Imagine it filling your lungs, and from there, spreading like a warm, liquid light into every cell of your body. It flows up into your shoulders, your neck, your head, soothing and warming the places that were under the most pressure from the cloak. And with every exhale, imagine you are breathing out a gray smoke. This smoke is all the hurt, the frustration, the feeling of being misunderstood, the subtle poison of internalized pity. See it leaving your body with the breath, effortlessly and completely. Inhale golden light, your truth. Exhale gray smoke, their story. Inhale self-respect. Exhale the sting of their gaze. Inhale wholeness. Exhale the feeling of being made small. Continue this for a few more cycles, at your own pace. With each breath, you are consciously purifying your energetic space. You are reclaiming your body as your own sacred temple, a place where only your own truth is allowed to reside. You are washing yourself clean from the inside out. There is no rush. The body knows how to release. You are simply giving it the permission and the focused intention it needs to do its healing work. Feel the immediate difference, the lightness, the freedom, the quiet joy of standing in your own truth, unburdened. Look now at the cloak, heaped on the floor. See it for what it is, a collection of fears and misperceptions that were never yours to begin with. You can feel a sense of compassion for it, for the love and fear that wove it together. But you also feel a clear and certain knowing that it does not belong to you. It is not your garment to wear. In your mind, you can choose what to do with it now. You might see it simply dissolving into dust and blowing away on a gentle breeze. Or you might imagine a fire, a beautiful sacred fire, and with a sense of reverence, you can place the cloak into the flames. Watch as the fire consumes it, transforming that heavy, dark energy into light and heat, releasing it back to the universe. As you watch it burn or dissolve, feel a final sense of closure. That chapter is over. You have learned what you needed to learn from carrying that weight. And now you have chosen to set it down. You are free. And in this freedom, you can rest. You can breathe. You can simply be. Now that you have released the external weight of their pity, let's turn our attention to an even more subtle burden, one that we often place upon ourselves. This is the weight of holding on to who we used to be, the weight of needing to perform the role of the strong one, even when our reality has changed. This is a quiet, internal process of letting go, and it requires a different kind of courage. It requires the courage to grieve our own past. There is a profound sense of identity tied up in being the person who is capable, the one who helps, the one who doesn't need help. For years, perhaps for your entire adult life, this has been your role. It felt good. It brought you a sense of purpose and value. You knew who you were in the ecosystem of your family and your friendships. You were the oak tree, and others could shelter in your shade. To let go of that role can feel like a kind of death. It can feel like you are losing the very essence of who you are. And so, a part of us resists. We might push ourselves too hard, trying to prove to them and to ourselves that we are still that same person. We might refuse help when we desperately need it, because accepting it feels like a final admission of defeat. We might put on a brave face, hiding our pain and vulnerability because we don't know how to be any other way. We are still trying to wear the costume of our old identity, even though it no longer fits. Tonight, I want to give you full and gentle permission to grieve the loss of that identity. It is okay to miss being that person. It is okay to feel sadness for the ease and capability you once took for granted. This grief is not a sign that you are stuck in the past. It is a necessary and sacred part of the transition you are in. Grieving allows you to honor the beauty and the strength of who you were, so that you can then create space for who you are becoming. Imagine you are standing at the edge of a beautiful, flowing river. In your hands, you are holding a photograph of your former self, the strong one, the capable one. Look at that person with love and appreciation. Thank them for all they did, for how hard they worked, for how much they gave. Acknowledge their strength, their energy, their contribution to the world. Feel a wave of gratitude for that chapter of your life. And then, with reverence and love, let the photograph go. Place it gently on the surface of the water and watch as the current carries it away. You are not destroying this part of yourself. You are not disowning it. You are releasing it into the river of life, allowing it to become a part of your history, a part of the great flow that has brought you to where you are now. As you watch it drift away, you might feel a pang of sadness, a sense of loss. Let that feeling be there. Breathe into it. It is the honorable grief of a farewell. You are saying goodbye to a beloved role, a familiar way of being. This act of letting go is not about admitting defeat. It is about making a conscious choice to live in the truth of your present reality, rather than in the memory of a past one. It is an act of profound self-acceptance. It is you, finally giving yourself permission to be exactly as you are right now, without apology or explanation. When you release the need to perform the role of the strong one, you create a vacuum, a space. And at first, this space can feel empty and frightening. Who are you, if not the strong one? What is your value, if not in what you can do for others? This is the fertile void. This is the sacred emptiness where something new can begin to grow. Nature abhors a vacuum. Into the space you've created, a new, more authentic version of strength can begin to emerge. This new strength is not about physical capability or the ability to handle everything on your own. It is a quieter, deeper, and far more resilient kind of strength. It is the strength to be vulnerable, the strength to ask for help, the strength to receive care without feeling diminished. It is the strength to be honest about your pain and your limits. It is the strength to find joy in small things, the strength to rest without guilt, the strength to be present with what is, rather than constantly striving for what was. This is the strength of the willow tree, not the oak. The oak stands rigid and powerful, but in a great storm, it can be snapped in two. The willow bends. It yields to the force of the wind, letting it pass through its branches. It is flexible, adaptable, and in its yielding, it finds an unbreakable resilience. By letting go of the rigid identity of the oak, you are allowing yourself to discover the supple, enduring strength of the willow. This transition is a journey. It does not happen overnight. There will be days when you fall back into old patterns, when you try to put the old costume back on. Be gentle with yourself in those moments. It is a habit learned over a lifetime. Simply notice it, and with a kind heart, choose again to let it go. Choose again to embrace the truth of now. Releasing who you were is the ultimate act of trust. It is trusting that your worth is not dependent on your performance. It is trusting that you are loved for who you are, not for what you do. And most importantly, it is trusting that there is a profound and beautiful identity waiting to be discovered in this new chapter of your life. An identity that is more authentic, more integrated, and more deeply connected to the core of your being than any role you have ever played before. By letting go, you are not becoming less. You are becoming more. You are becoming whole. So rest now in this open space you have created, a space free from the pressure to perform, free from the ghost of your past self. It is a space of pure potential, waiting for the seeds of your new strength to gently take root. Having created this open space by releasing the past, let us now begin to fill it. not with a new role or a new performance, but with the rich, deep, and undeniable truth of your entire life. Their pitying gaze, and even your own grief for a past self, can create a kind of amnesia. It makes us forget the vastness of who we are, focusing only on the narrow sliver of the present challenge. Tonight, we are going to embark on a gentle journey of remembering. We are going to reconnect with the deep roots of your being. Let your mind drift back, not just to the person you were right before this change, but further. Journey back through the landscape of your own history. Go back 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Let scenes and feelings from your life float up into your awareness without any need to hold on to them. Remember all the things you have been. You have been a person of great wisdom. Think of a time you gave advice to a friend, not from a textbook, but from your own lived experience. A time you navigated a complex situation with grace and insight. A time you understood something profound about life, about love, about yourself. That wisdom did not disappear. It is part of the very soil of your being. It is in you, right now. You have been a person of immense resilience. Remember a challenge you faced long ago, one that at the time felt insurmountable. A heartbreak, a failure, a loss. Remember the process of moving through it, the tears you shed, the lessons you learned, the strength you discovered you had. You survived it. You grew from it. You are here now, on the other side of it. That resilience is not a one-time event. It is a muscle of the soul that you have been strengthening your entire life. That same resilient spirit resides in you today, ready to meet this moment. You have been a person filled with love. Think of all the love you have given in your life, the way you cared for a child, a parent, a pet, a friend, the meals you cooked, the hands you held, the comforting words you spoke. Think of the love you poured into your work, your garden, your art. That capacity to love is a powerful, life-giving force, and it is a core part of who you are. It has not been diminished. In fact, it has likely been deepened and refined by your current journey. You have been a person of creativity. Remember a time you made something beautiful, solved a clever problem, or told a funny story. A time you brought something new into the world that wasn't there before. That creative spark, that ability to bring order from chaos and beauty from the mundane, is a fundamental aspect of the human spirit. It is your spirit, and it is still there, waiting for new ways to express itself. You have been so many things: capable, funny, adventurous, kind, curious, passionate. Let these memories wash over you, not as a source of sadness for a lost past, but as a powerful reminder of the rich and complex being you are. Your current situation is just one chapter in a very, very long and epic book. The pitying gaze of others only sees this one page, but you have access to the entire library. Think of yourself as a great, ancient tree. In this particular season, perhaps some of your branches are bare. Perhaps one branch is broken from a storm. People walking by might look at the tree and see only the bare branches, only the damage. They might say, "What a shame. That tree is not what it used to be." But they cannot see what is happening underground. They cannot see your deep roots plunging down into the earth, drawing up water and nourishment. These roots are your life's experience. Every challenge you've overcome, every lesson you've learned, every bit of love you've given and received, they have all gone into strengthening and expanding this vast, intricate root system. These roots hold you firm, even when the winds are fierce. They are the source of your stability and your endurance. The seasons will change. The leaves will grow back, perhaps in a different shape, perhaps in a different color. But the tree's essential nature, its strength drawn from its deep connection to the earth, remains constant. You are that tree. Your visible branches may have changed, but your roots of experience and wisdom run deeper and stronger than ever before. When you feel small under the gaze of another, remember your roots. When you feel defined by your current limitations, remember your roots. They are the undeniable truth of your enduring strength, a truth that no external perception can ever touch. Let this affirmation settle deep within you, like a nourishing rain sinking down to those roots. My worth is the sum of my entire life, not just this current chapter. Say it again to yourself and feel its truth. My worth is the sum of my entire life, not just this current chapter. This is not an arrogant statement. It is a simple, factual acknowledgement of your own history. You are not a blank slate defined by this moment. You are a living library, a rich tapestry, a deep and ancient tree. And by remembering this, by consciously reconnecting with all that you have been and all that you have learned, you begin to inhabit your own skin more fully. You stand taller, not from physical strength, but from the immense, quiet power of self-knowledge. You are anchored in the totality of your own life story, and from that place of deep-rootedness, the fleeting opinions of others begin to seem as insignificant as leaves rustling in the wind. They can make noise, but they cannot shake you. We have journeyed back into your past to remember the deep roots of your experience. Now, let's journey inward to a place even deeper, a place that exists beyond time and circumstance. Let's connect with the indestructible part of your spirit, the core of you that cannot be diminished by any external gaze or any internal story of loss. There is a part of you that was never born and will never die. It is the silent, aware presence that has been with you through every moment of your life. It is the part of you that has witnessed every joy, every sorrow, every triumph, and every challenge without ever being scarred by them. Think of it as the deep, still water at the bottom of the ocean. On the surface, there are waves. Sometimes they are gentle ripples, and sometimes they are towering, stormy swells. These waves are your thoughts, your emotions, your physical sensations, your life circumstances. They are constantly changing, rising and falling. The pitying gaze of another is like a strong wind that whips up the surface of the water, creating turmoil and distress. But no matter how violent the storm on the surface, the depths of the ocean remain calm, silent, and undisturbed. This deep, still place is the core of your being. It is your true nature. You are not the waves. You are the ocean. You are the vast, silent awareness that holds all the waves. Your pain is a wave. Your grief is a wave. Your frustration is a wave. Even your joy is a wave. They are all temporary experiences passing through the vastness of who you are. Your body may change. Your abilities may change. Your roles in life may change. But this core of you, this silent, witnessing presence, is unchanging. It is indestructible. It has no shape, no size, no age, no condition. It is pure being. It is the source of a profound and unshakable dignity that has nothing to do with your external life. It is your inherent worth, the simple, luminous fact of your own existence. To connect with this part of yourself is to find a sanctuary that can never be violated. Let's try to touch into that feeling right now. Bring your attention away from the stories in your mind and focus on the simple sensation of being. Feel the life energy in your hands, a subtle tingling or warmth. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath, the silent rhythm of your body. Feel the quiet aliveness that animates you. This is it. This is the presence. It is not something you have to achieve or create. It is already here. It has always been here. You are simply turning your attention toward it. From this place of deep inner connection, we can begin to cultivate an inner light of self-respect. This is not about arrogance or pride. It is a quiet, steady, and unconditional appreciation for your own being. Imagine that in the center of your chest, in the space of your heart, there is a small, warm flame. This is the flame of your spirit, the light of your indestructible core. For a long time, you may have been looking for its reflection in the eyes of others. You wanted them to see your light and reflect it back to you, to validate it. When they looked at you with pity, it felt as though they were casting a shadow over your flame, making it seem small and dim. But their gaze can never truly touch this flame. It is self-luminous. It shines from the inside out, powered by its own source. Your work is to stop looking for the reflection and to start tending to the source. Your work is to turn your own attention inward and pour your own love, your own appreciation, and your own respect onto this inner flame. How do you do this? You do it by speaking to yourself with kindness. You do it by honoring your body's need for rest. You do it by celebrating your small victories. You do it by forgiving yourself for your perceived imperfections. You do it by remembering your deep roots of wisdom and resilience. Each of these acts of self-love is like adding a drop of precious oil to the lamp, making your inner flame burn a little brighter, a little warmer, a little steadier. Over time, as you consistently practice this inner tending, the flame grows. It expands from a tiny spark into a warm, gentle glow that fills your entire chest. Then it expands further, becoming a radiant light that illuminates your whole being, shining from the inside out. When this inner light is strong, something magical happens. You no longer need others to see it for you, to know it is there. You become your own source of validation. Their pitying gaze may still come, but it's like a shadow trying to fall on the sun. It simply cannot happen. Your own inner radiance is so bright that it dissolves the shadows before they can even land on you. You begin to walk through the world carrying your own light, your own atmosphere of self-respect. And people will feel it. They may not understand it, but they will sense the quiet, dignified energy you emanate. Their pity might even begin to transform, naturally, into a genuine respect, because they are responding not to your circumstances, but to the powerful truth of your own self-perception. Let this powerful affirmation be the oil you add to your lamp tonight. Let it sink into the deepest part of you, into that indestructible core. I am the sole authority on my own value. Feel the profound truth of this statement. It is a declaration of inner sovereignty. It means that you are withdrawing your power from the court of public opinion. You are no longer putting your worth on trial, waiting for the verdict of others. You are the judge, the jury, and the beloved defendant, and the verdict is already in. You are unconditionally worthy. Worthy not because of what you can do, but because of who you are. Worthy because you exist. Period. Rest in that knowing. Let it be your bedrock, your anchor. Let the light of this truth fill you, comfort you, and hold you as you drift toward sleep. You are the keeper of your own flame, and your light is brilliant. Having connected with that indestructible core, that inner light of self-respect, let's now create a structure around it, a safe place for it to reside and grow stronger. We are going to build an inner sanctuary. This is a sacred space within your own mind, your own heart, where only your truth about yourself is allowed to exist. It is a place that is completely yours, a refuge you can return to anytime you feel the weight of the world's perceptions, anytime you need to remember who you truly are. Imagine this sanctuary. What does it look like? It doesn't have to be elaborate. Perhaps it's a simple, cozy room with a comfortable chair and a warm fireplace. Maybe it's a beautiful, sun-drenched garden filled with your favorite flowers and the sound of gentle birdsong. It could be a quiet library with walls lined with books of wisdom, your own life story among them. Or perhaps it's a peaceful spot in nature, a secluded beach with calm turquoise water, or a clearing in a deep, ancient forest. Choose the place that feels most safe, most peaceful, most nourishing to your soul. Take a moment to furnish it in your mind. Add the colors, the textures, the sounds, and the scents that bring you a sense of calm and well-being. This is your space. It is designed by you, for you. Now, at the center of this sanctuary, place that warm, glowing flame of your self-respect that we spoke of earlier. See it burning brightly, steadily, filling your sacred space with a gentle, golden light. This is the heart of your sanctuary. This light represents the core truth of your being. You are whole, you are worthy, you are resilient. In this space, that truth is not up for debate. It is the fundamental law of the land. Now, imagine that your sanctuary has a gate or a door. This entrance is very important because you are the gatekeeper. You have the sole authority to decide what energies, what thoughts, and what beliefs are allowed to enter. From now on, you will practice being a gentle but firm guardian of your own heart. Let's practice this now. Imagine one of your loved ones is approaching the gate of your sanctuary. They come bearing two gifts. In one hand, they hold the gift of their genuine love and care. It might look like a beautiful, warm light or a fragrant flower. In their other hand, they hold the heavy gray cloak of their pity, their fear, and their story about you. As the gatekeeper, your job is to graciously accept the gift of love while politely refusing the cloak of pity. You can say to them, in your mind, "Thank you so much for this beautiful gift of your love. I receive it with an open heart. It nourishes me, and I am grateful for it." And you take that gift of love and you bring it inside your sanctuary, where it can add to the warmth and the light of your inner flame. Then, you look at the heavy cloak they are still holding, and you say, gently but with unshakable firmness, "Thank you for the intention behind this, but I will not be taking that. It does not belong to me, and it is not welcome in my sacred space. You will have to keep that for yourself." You don't do this with anger or resentment. You do it with the calm, quiet authority of someone who knows what is healthy for them and what is not. You are not rejecting the person. You are simply rejecting the energy that does not serve you. This is the art of setting an energetic boundary. It's about learning to be a discerning receiver. You don't have to accept everything that is offered to you. You can take the meat and leave the bones. You can accept the flower and refuse the thorn. This practice of being a conscious gatekeeper will change everything. It allows you to stay in loving connection with your people without becoming a dumping ground for their anxieties. You can remain open-hearted to their love while being completely closed to their pity. This brings us to a profound and liberating realization. You can be loved and cared for without being seen as less than. For a long time, these two things may have felt entangled. It might have seemed that in order to receive their care, you had to accept their definition of you as fragile or broken. You had to play the part of the pitiful one in order to get the love you needed. But this is a false choice. Your inner sanctuary allows you to untangle them. Inside your sanctuary, you know you are whole. You can receive their love as a beautiful addition to your already complete self, not as a remedy for your supposed brokenness. Their care becomes a gift freely given between two equals, not a handout from the strong to the weak. This is a relationship based on dignity, not dependence. Spend some time in your sanctuary now. Feel the warmth of the central flame. Feel the peace and safety of this space that is yours alone. Know that you can return here anytime. When you are in a conversation and you feel that pitying gaze, you can, in a split second, retreat to your sanctuary. Remind yourself of the truth and operate from that grounded place. It becomes your inner touchstone, your North Star. It is the home you build for your own spirit, a place where your dignity is the foundation, the walls, and the roof. And by building this space within, you become less dependent on the world outside to provide you with a sense of safety and worth. You learn to be your own refuge. You learn to be your own protector. You learn to be your own most compassionate and loving companion. And from that place of inner fullness, you can engage with the world and with those you love, not from a place of need, but from a place of grace. As you rest in the safety of your inner sanctuary, feeling the warmth of your own self-respect, a natural integration begins to take place. All the insights we have explored tonight begin to coalesce, weaving themselves into a new understanding, a new definition of strength. For so long, our culture, and perhaps our own personal history, has fed us a very narrow story about what it means to be strong. Strength was equated with independence, with stoicism, with physical capability, with never needing anyone. It was the strength of the unbending oak tree. But your journey has cracked that old definition wide open. It has revealed its limitations, its brittleness. And now, you are in the powerful position of weaving a new definition for yourself, one that is richer, more authentic, and infinitely more resilient. Let's begin to integrate the wisdom you have gained. True strength is not about the absence of vulnerability. It is about the courage to be present with your vulnerability without shame. It is the ability to feel fear and to keep going. It is the ability to feel pain and to treat yourself with kindness. It is the ability to acknowledge your limitations and to ask for help with an open heart. This is not weakness. This is a profound, active, and courageous form of strength. It takes far more courage to be vulnerable than it does to put up a wall of false stoicism. It takes immense strength to let someone in, to let them see your struggle, and to trust that you are still worthy of love and respect in that state. True strength is not about controlling everything. It is about the grace to surrender to what you cannot control. The old model of strength was about wrestling life into submission, about forcing outcomes. But you have learned that some things are simply beyond our control. Real strength, you are discovering, lies in the wisdom to discern between what you can change and what you must accept. It is the serenity to let go of the fight against reality. It is the strength to find peace in the midst of uncertainty, to float on the river of life rather than trying to swim against its powerful current. This is the supple, enduring strength of the willow, which bends and survives while the rigid oak snaps. And most importantly, true strength is not about your physical body or your external capabilities. It is about the unwavering dignity of your spirit. Your body may have limitations. Your energy may fluctuate. Your ability to do things in the world may have changed. But the core of you, that indestructible, luminous spirit we connected with, is whole and complete. It cannot be broken. It cannot be diminished. To anchor your sense of self in this eternal part of you, rather than in the temporary conditions of your body or your life, is to find a source of strength that can never be taken away from you. It is to know that your value is inherent, not earned through performance. This is the ultimate integration, to understand that you are not a body that has a spirit, but a spirit that is having a temporary experience in a body. Take a moment now to consciously honor the courage it takes to live this new definition of strength. Honor the courage it takes to receive care without losing yourself. When someone helps you with a task that you used to do easily, the old story might whisper, "You are weak, you are a burden." But the new, integrated wisdom knows the truth. It knows that to receive with grace is an act of strength. It is an act of humility, of trust, of interdependence. It strengthens the bonds of love and community. It allows others the gift of giving. It is a beautiful exchange between two whole spirits, not a transaction between the capable and the incapable. Honor the courage it takes to be honest about your needs, to say, "I am tired today," or "I can't do that right now," is not a confession of failure. It is a statement of profound self-respect and wisdom. It is you honoring the truth of your body and your energy, which is one of the strongest things a person can do. Let this new understanding become a part of you. Let it settle into your bones and repattern your thoughts. Let this affirmation become your new creed, a truth you can carry with you into the day. My strength is in my spirit, and my spirit is whole. Feel the quiet power in those words. My strength is in my spirit, and my spirit is whole. This statement untangles your worth from your physical condition. It releases you from the impossible standard of your past self. It affirms the indestructible, eternal nature of your core being. It is a declaration of a new kind of power, a power that is gentle, resilient, and absolute. As you integrate this new definition, you will begin to move through the world differently. You will no longer feel the need to apologize for your reality. You will no longer shrink under the gaze of others. You will stand, sit, or lie with a quiet dignity that radiates from within. You will meet their pity not with anger or shame, but with a calm, compassionate understanding, rooted in the unshakable knowledge of your own wholeness. You are not a problem to be solved. You are not a tragedy to be mourned. You are a human being on a profound journey of transformation, weaving a new, more beautiful, and far more powerful definition of what it means to be strong. And that is a truly sacred and courageous act. And so, As we begin to drift towards the shores of sleep, let's take a moment to pause and acknowledge the journey we have traveled together tonight. This has not been a passive listening experience. You have engaged in profound emotional work. You have shown up for yourself with courage, with honesty, and with a beautiful willingness to heal. This is an act of incredible self-love, and it deserves to be honored. So, let's offer a silent wave of gratitude to yourself. Gratitude for your courage to look directly at the feelings that are painful, to sit with the sting of being misunderstood without turning away. Gratitude for your wisdom, for your capacity to see this situation from new perspectives, to find compassion not only for yourself, but for those who have hurt you with their clumsy love. Gratitude for your strength, the deep, quiet strength it took to release the heavy cloak of their pity and the even heavier weight of your own past identity. And gratitude for your spirit, that bright, indestructible core of you that has been your guide through this entire journey, reminding you of your unwavering wholeness. Just take a moment to let the warmth of this self-appreciation fill you. It is so easy to focus on what is wrong, on what needs fixing. Tonight, let yourself rest in the simple, beautiful truth of what is right. You showed up. You did the work. You chose to be on your own side, and that is everything. Now, the time for conscious effort is coming to a close. You have planted many seeds of healing and insight in the fertile soil of your mind tonight. You have remembered your roots, reconnected with your core, built an inner sanctuary, and woven a new definition of strength. The active thinking part of your mind has done its job beautifully, and now its work is done. It is time to release conscious thought, to let go of the need to analyze or understand any further. It is time to trust. Trust that the deeper parts of your being, your subconscious mind, your body's innate wisdom, your spirit, have heard everything. They have absorbed these truths on a level far deeper than mere intellect. And now, in the sacred and mysterious state of sleep, they will continue the process of integration for you. You don't have to figure anything out. You don't have to remember all of these steps tomorrow. The healing will continue to unfold within you, naturally and effortlessly, like a flower turning toward the sun. Your only job now is to surrender to rest, to allow your body to take over. Your body is a vessel of profound intelligence. It knows how to digest food, how to heal a cut, how to fight off an infection, all without any conscious instruction from you. And in the same way, it knows how to rest. It knows how to release the tensions of the day. It knows how to sink into the deep, restorative delta waves of sleep, where the most profound physical and emotional healing takes place. So, let's begin that process of surrender. Gently begin to release your grip on your thoughts. If a thought arises, as it naturally will, see it not as something you need to engage with, but simply as a cloud drifting through the vast, open sky of your awareness. You can acknowledge it. A thought about tomorrow. A memory. And then gently, without any struggle, you can return your attention to the simple, physical sensation of your breath. The breath is your anchor to this present moment, the only moment where rest is possible. Feel the air entering your nostrils, cool and fresh. Follow it down into your lungs. Feel the gentle expansion of your chest or your belly, and then feel the release, the letting go, as you exhale, the air now warm as it leaves your body. There is nothing else you need to do, nothing to solve, nowhere to be. Just this breath, in and out, a simple, gentle rhythm. the lullaby of your own body, singing you into a state of deep peace and relaxation. With each breath, you are giving your nervous system a powerful signal, the signal of safety, the signal of release, the signal that the day is done and it is now time to let go. Your body has carried you through so much. It has held your tension, your grief, your frustration. Now is the time to offer it your gratitude and your permission to completely let go. Let your conscious mind become soft and fuzzy, its sharp edges dissolving. You are beginning to drift now, on a calm and gentle tide, moving away from the busy shore of waking life and out into the vast, peaceful ocean of sleep. All the work is done. All that is left is to receive the gift of rest. You have earned it. You are worthy of it. Just let go. Allow the gentle current to carry you deeper and deeper into peace, deeper and deeper into rest. Let's invite the body now into an even deeper state of relaxation. Let all the concepts and ideas we've discussed dissolve, leaving only the pure, simple reality of physical sensation. We will take a slow, soothing journey through the body, inviting every muscle, every cell to release its holding and sink into a profound state of rest. Bring your awareness to your feet. Feel the points of contact they make with the surface beneath them. Imagine a wave of warm, heavy relaxation beginning at the very tips of your toes. Feel this warmth spreading through your toes, releasing any tension they might be holding. Let the warmth flow into the soles of your feet, smoothing out the arches, and then into your heels, allowing them to feel heavy and anchored. Your feet have carried you all day. Thank them and give them permission to completely let go. They have nowhere to go, nothing to do. They can just be heavy, warm, and deeply relaxed. Now, allow that wave of warm, heavy relaxation to flow up into your ankles and your lower legs. Feel it soaking into your calf muscles, melting away any tightness. Feel it surrounding your shin bones, a feeling of deep, soothing calm. Your lower legs are now completely at ease, heavy and still. Let the gentle wave continue its journey up into your knees and your thighs. The large, strong muscles of your thighs can now release their grip. Feel them becoming soft, loose, and heavy. There is no need to hold on any longer. Just a deep, profound letting go. Your entire lower body, from your hips to the tips of your toes, is now sinking into a state of deep, peaceful rest, heavy, warm, and completely supported. Let this feeling of deep relaxation continue to spread, moving into your hips, your pelvis, and your lower back. This is an area where we often hold so much tension, so much stress. Imagine that warm, golden light of relaxation pouring into this entire region, like warm honey, dissolving any knots, any tightness, any holding. Feel your lower back release and soften into the mattress. Feel the weight of your body sinking down, held and supported completely. You don't have to hold yourself up. You can let the surface beneath you do all the work. Just sink. Let go. Allow yourself to be held. Now bring your awareness to your abdomen and your chest. Let your belly be soft. As you breathe, feel its gentle rise and fall, like the gentle swell of a calm ocean. Release any tension you might be holding in your stomach. Let your entire chest feel open and relaxed. Feel the steady, gentle rhythm of your heartbeat, a calm and reassuring drumbeat in the center of your being. Everything is calm. Everything is peaceful. The wave of relaxation continues to spread now across your upper back and into your shoulders. Feel your shoulder blades melting down, away from your ears. Release the weight you have been carrying on your shoulders, both literally and metaphorically. Let it all dissolve into the mattress beneath you. Heavy, soft, and so very relaxed. Let the warmth flow down from your shoulders, through your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, and all the way to your hands and fingertips. Feel a gentle tingling of relaxation in your palms. Allow your fingers to curl naturally. Your arms and hands have done so much. Now, they can simply rest. Let them be heavy, still, and completely at peace. The wave of relaxation now moves up into your neck and your throat. Let the muscles in the back of your neck lengthen and release. Let the front of your throat be open and soft. Let go of any unspoken words, any tension held in this delicate area. Just a feeling of open, easy peace. Finally, let the relaxation flow up into your head. Feel it softening your jaw. Let your teeth part slightly. Let your tongue rest comfortably in your mouth. Feel the muscles in your cheeks and around your eyes become soft and smooth. Let go of any squinting, any holding. Let your eyelids rest gently, like soft curtains. Feel the relaxation spreading across your forehead, smoothing away any lines of worry or concentration. And now, let it flow over the crown of your head, a gentle, soothing cascade of calm. Your entire body, from the top of your head to the very tips of your toes, is now in a state of deep, profound relaxation. Heavy, warm, and still, sinking gently into the mattress, supported, secure, and completely at peace. You are safe. There is nothing you need to do. Just rest. Let your remaining thoughts drift by, like distant clouds in a calm night sky. They are far away now. They have no power to disturb your deep inner peace. You are just here, breathing, resting, and sinking deeper and deeper into a truly healing sleep. And so you drift, floating now in that gentle space between wakefulness and sleep, a space of quiet and peace. The mind has become as calm and still as a mountain lake at twilight. The body is heavy, relaxed, and at ease. There is nothing left to do, nothing to figure out. All that is left is this gentle descent into the deep, restorative quiet of the night. You have done such beautiful work tonight. You have walked a path of courage and self-compassion. You have looked into the heart of a painful experience and found not weakness, but a doorway to a deeper, more authentic strength. You have reclaimed your story, remembered your wholeness, and built a sanctuary of dignity within your own heart. This is not a small thing. It is the sacred work of the soul. And now, you can release it all. Trust that the work will continue within you as you sleep. The subconscious mind, that vast and wise part of you, has been listening. It will take these truths, these feelings, these new understandings, and weave them into the very fabric of your being. You will wake up tomorrow, perhaps not even consciously remembering all of this, but you will be different. A little more grounded, a little more centered in your own worth, a little less vulnerable to the winds of other people's perceptions. Healing is happening on a level deeper than you can imagine. Just rest in this knowing. You are whole. You have always been whole. Your circumstances are a chapter, not the entire book. Your body is a temporary vessel, not the totality of who you are. Your spirit is the vast, unchanging sky, and everything else, thoughts, feelings, sensations, the opinions of others, is just weather passing through. Rest in the sky of your own being. Imagine now that you are drifting on the calmest, most peaceful body of water you can imagine. The water is warm and silky, holding you perfectly. The night sky above is filled with a soft, gentle starlight. There's a sliver of a silver moon casting a gentle path of light across the water's surface. You are completely safe, completely supported. A gentle current is carrying you slowly, effortlessly, towards the shores of deep, dreamless sleep. With every gentle swell of the water, you feel yourself letting go a little more. Every muscle, every fiber, every cell of your being is sinking into a state of profound peace. You are being carried. You don't have to do anything at all. Just allow yourself to be moved. You are whole. You are respected. You are seen. Not by others, necessarily, but by the one who matters most, yourself, and by the vast, loving intelligence of the universe that holds you in its embrace. You are seen in your entirety. Your courage is seen. Your resilience is seen. Your love is seen. Your beautiful, unbreakable spirit is seen. And it is more than enough. It is magnificent. Sleep now. Let go of this voice. Let go of this guidance. Let go of everything. Allow the gentle current to carry you all the way into the deep, into the quiet, into the healing dark. Your subconscious mind will continue to strengthen this truth within you. It will reinforce your inner sanctuary, polish your inner light, and deepen your connection to your own profound and unwavering worth. All you have to do is rest. Just rest. Let the water carry you, drifting, floating, safely, peacefully, into a deep and truly restorative sleep. Sleep now. Just rest.